Now we just saw in the last video how we went through and made some changes by converting a Google Doc into Pages. So we could change some stuff about the image. That's how we were able to add a caption, add things like a shadow effect, or these little frames that were around these images, all right? But so now I'm done with this. I have this document. How do I go and get it out to students, parents, anyone else? Well, we're gonna be basically exporting that document. So we're gonna go up here to these three dots, and when I tap on that, you're gonna see export. Now, one of the things I'm gonna wanna do to make sure that this is viewable by anybody, whether they're using a phone, whether they're using an iPad, another tablet, a computer, I wanna make sure that I'm saving this as a PDF. Now, that means they're not gonna be able to edit it. They're not gonna be able to make changes to it, but I just want them to be able to view. Now, once I go ahead and select that, I've got a couple of different options. And you'd wanna pick the one that is the easiest one for you. For myself, I'm gonna go ahead and select my drive. So my iPad keyboard shortcut to PDF is right there. It's just grabbing the title from what I've got. So it's sending it, it's gonna send it to my Google account. It's not gonna let me upload yet though, because first thing I need to do is I have to go down here to where it says select folder. And even if all I do is, if I don't wanna put it into a certain folder, even if I just select my drive, that'll be enough where now I can save. So then I go ahead and tap on save here, or if I have a specific folder I wanted and I could select it. But I'm just gonna go ahead and click save here. Now my upload button, ready to go. Go ahead and upload it. My PDF, I will now be able to get off of my Google Drive. So I'll just home button out of here. Go back to my Google Drive. Go into my drive. I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna go into recent. Reload it. So I just kind of tapped and dragged down. And then here is my iPad keyboard. Here's the PDF. Here was my original that I had transferred over into Pages to make my changes. But here's my PDF. And this is gonna have all of my changes that I had with the caption, with how the images were set up. And again, since this is in Google Drive, I can access this whether it's on my iPad or on a computer. So now I can easily post that into Schoology for my students, or if I need to, I can go ahead and add that into an email that's being sent out to parents. Now I'm gonna go back to Pages again. Now the way that I had done that, by going those three dots and selecting export, and again we want PDF. Besides just doing the saving to Google Drive, I could email it to myself. So I know that there's some of you that you like to do that type of thing. You like to talk to yourself digitally, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. We're not going to judge. So you can do that and send it, and you'll have that PDF as an attachment. So if that's easier for you to do, you can do it that way as well. You will notice that after I did that export, it's trying to tell me that I've got a lot of misspellings, but I really don't. So I think that's just a little bug that's going on right now with the spell check with Pages when we're doing this export that's going on. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that when you do that export and it's a PDF, remember again that the PDF, you're not going to be able to edit it. You're also not going to be able to do, you're not going to be able to have the Pages page do any of that fancy stuff. So what I mean is this. Let's say that in your Pages document, you recorded audio. The audio will not play in a PDF. If you did a web video was put into there, well, there'll be the placeholder for the video, but it's not going to be clickable, okay? It's not going to function that way. So it's just something to be aware of, that when you go to a PDF with this, when you're exporting it out, it is going to be basically just that document that can be read. Those other functions will not happen.